Because I was thinking, like, do you do like a 3, 2, 1? Do you sort of just lock onto it? Do you just go like with comedy? I've got my open. Do you know what I mean? It's always the same hit off. But if you was to do your same open 143 times to the same people, you know what I mean? Like they get tired of you.
Y- Yeah, definitely. And I've done a handful of gigs in front of people that know me that I've done in my private life, those jokes. And I'm also coming out and then doing that as an opener. And it's like we talked a bit beforehand about filling your audience and stuff, and I can't keep relying on those people. Um, but yeah, I think it's important. If you've got something that is a banker, and it's because you've got to start super high,
Yeah.
you've got to use it. And I think those people, when I first started thinking about, oh, I want to give this a go, and watching acts, and I'd seen acts and then like live and then on DVD, and I was like, oh, they're doing the same jokes, like, and totally guilt free on their faces. And I was like,
Mm.
right, stop being embarrassed about it and worrying about what people are thinking about you. And it's just, yeah, go and do it.
Oh, 100. Well, I was like, I'm gigging tonight in Essex at Ginger Belly, big up. And there's a lad there who I've seen 3 times, and he's done 3 different sets each time. And he's a new comedian. I was like, look, why not just do the same one? He's like, oh, I feel guilty. I feel like, no, just focus on getting a good 5, then a good 10, and then slowly you can like expand.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's sort of mad.
Yeah,
So like,
no, exactly. And the bits where I've been out as well, like so doing new stuff all the time, like I say, in the grand scheme, proper novice, mid-20s I've done, and a few of those obviously in front of family and friends, and little did open mic, even including a bit of poetry and
yeah,
music on the side as well, which is another reason why I went on and did our own comedy night. But
yeah,
yeah,
we'll
you've
get
got to
into that.
come
So
out and
Wayne's World. It's your story. It's
mm,
all about you, to be honest. So
mm, mm.
we'll get into your show in a second. The one I always love opening with, brother, is how and why did we even get into comedy in the first place? What gave you the delusion to go talk in front of hundreds of people trying to make them laugh?
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. Weird, and even at this point, in the build up, the time he's going and everything like that, and then the organising you got to do. Why the fuck am I doing this? But no, started off always been a bit happy-go-lucky, skippy and stuff. And was the one to just be a bit quick with comments. In certain situations over the years. Like, yeah, people saying you should give stand up a go, and it's like, well, no, I couldn't possibly do that. And then you start thinking about it because so many people saying, oh, yeah, funny lad, but everyone's funny around the table at the pub, and
There's a
um,
difference.
yeah. So, and then got to it, and then you listen to a couple of autobiographies, and they're just saying, just fucking do it. So, yeah, come on, life's short,
Yeah,
no
I just,
regrets, just have a go.
and how was your first one? Where was it? How many people? How did it go?
It was a yeah, it was a little village called Northall
Okay.
outside of Milton Keynes. I think it was a good half-hour drive. And again, it was a music night, just a little pub, locals. Again, friends were brilliant. I took about 15 people came along. Uh, they've since reduced in number, of course, as
Yeah,
the
yeah,
further consequence.
I've never invited
Yeah,
anyone to one of my gigs.
really.
No friends, no
I
family.
mean,
I don't want it. I don't want it.
yeah,
Like, because I just feel
yeah.
like it conjured a perfect storm, and that'll be my worst ever gig.
Yeah, no, I'm all right with the people that come. They know what I'm like already, obviously, really well. There's a possibility I might incorporate, and my wife, bless her,
Mm.
poor thing, I've dragged her a couple of times, but
Yeah.
no. So I yeah, gave this a go in Northall, and I came out, and I think I was up there for about 15 minutes, but there was a lots of and ahs, and
15 minutes is a long ask for your first time.
yeah, and I just, I had stuff off the top of my head.
Mm.
I thought, yeah, and it weren't about like being cocky because I was shitting my pants, but I was also pissed up. So a lot of it was drivel.
Dutch courage.
Um,
I still drink at gigs. Like I'm one of them.
yeah.
I one of them people where you look around, all comedians are drinking water, and I'm about 6 pints deep. To be honest, like,
Mm.
I just think going up for a laugh, like, but you do
Yeah,
bust
that's it.
sometimes.
Yeah, there's a bit there where I've had a couple, and like my big joke at the end, I've forgotten. Like, and it's like, oh fuck me, that would have been a right little cat to that. But yeah, then you forget. So that's something I need to work on.
And like, did you catch the bug straight
But
away?
no, the locals in there. Well, no, it wasn't. It's been a really slow burn. That was about 10 years ago. And
Okay,
then over the next few years, I think I was writing jokes. I'm not sure what I wanted to do. I wrote a sitcom pilot.
awesome.
Watched a lot of comedy, really interested science and stuff. Then the more people doing it, I was like, okay, let's give it a go. Then personal life stuff happens. You don't feel like being funny, possibly, and
Yeah.
other stuff takes over. So, and then it's like, no, let's give it another go. So 2 years later, I did another one. 2 years later, another one. And then it's all come to a head really this last sort of year where I've met this guy called Val, who he was running a open mic event in a cafe on a Sunday morning into the afternoon, like I was saying earlier, with a poetry and whatnot.
Yeah.
And we've got together, and we're more comedy side. So, and that's where it's kind of gone up. So we've gone to London a few times, Oxford, um, and done our own bits here in
Mhm.
MK.
Okay. How do you find sort of comedy in London versus comedy in Milton Keynes? I know it's pretty much a stone throw away in regards to the UK, but even like London to Essex, the comedy scene is completely different.
Yeah, my travels are really limited. So I can only say, yeah, Milton Keynes, sluggish, always, yeah, struggling to find a place when I was interested.
Mm.
And then, but London, there's it's a trek, even like where it's down the road, realistically from MK. Um, and you're going there and you don't know, again, the audience, who's going to be there, numbers, is it worth your night? And, for me personally, going there with my up and down material and focusing on lots of new stuff instead of let's quickly get a 5 minute solids worth.
Mm.
Um, so it was a bit of an up and down event at times, tumbleweed, and then a bit of a laugh, and it's like okay, but everyone seems really friendly. Of course, there's a few that you're like okay, swan in and out and whatnot, and don't
Mm.
really say hi, but I like smiling and saying howdy.
It's always weird that because like talking to like I always say about 92% of comedians are lovely, and obviously you get your couple of like wrongers and stuff, and but I guess that's part of any circuit. But I think the hard thing with comedy is like when like you're going, even like no matter what, you've always got to be up for it. You always got to be in the good mood.
Yeah. And it's like anything you go and you're not too looking forward to a night out and it ends up being a really good night, and it's the same like a few times it's like oh man, I'm worried about how this is going to go. I totally fucked it up. Oh, this is the night I'll get it right. And then you step away from it and it's like yes, thank you. Thank you. But yeah.
They are sort of like good nights. The ones I always hate, and I don't know if I've become bitter already. And I like on the night, I want every single comedian to do well. Everyone, besides the one before me.
Yeah. No, exactly. It's like, but even then, yeah, this is part of people developing their styles and whatnot and being more relaxed. You try and incorporate it, don't you? And it's
Mhm.
like, oh Christ, and it's been done before. Following that guy, that girl, it's yeah.
It
You
is,
just, I just
but
think it's going to be petrifying either way. I'm up there, and I'm going to be the one who shoots myself in the foot, more or
I
less
mean,
as well.
I mean, do you still get nervous just before you're about to go on stage?
I do in like the days leading up to it, but I mean, just beforehand. I've had a beer by that point,
Mm.
and it's like, oh, fuck it, let's go. And sometimes, yeah, when there is a bit of a tumbleweed here and there, that gives you that little shot. You don't like to see it, but it's like, okay, nice.
Mm.
And then, yeah, you can dive in.
Well, I usually save this one for the end, but I'll chuck it in now. What is the worst time you've ever bombed?
Oh, it was really early, because it's happened a few times. So I went to the Cavendish
Coming off, yeah.
yeah, and I got on and I started pretty strongly. And then a joke I thought about earlier on in the day, I talked to my sister about, and she was like, "Oh, that's funny, but just be careful." I was like, "No, it's golden," and I tried it. It was awful.
Love that.
Um, yeah. Basically, it was. Oh, really? Why I even went there? The concept was so my son has Down syndrome, and he features in my act.
Okay.
Love having that was another reason for going in. I was like, finally, I've got some material. But make sure I'm not punching down, of course. but I did rush into it, and before that, it was like I hadn't endeared them to me enough before I started talking about Down syndrome. They weren't quite sure, am I just making it up as
Oh,
well?
okay. Like you didn't set the premise, like like hard enough.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then, and I was like, so it was basically when you have a kid with Downs, it's like when you get a new car and you start seeing them everywhere. And then, so then you start collecting them. And it's like, okay, there's, or there's a African lad with Down syndrome. And then got comparing that to football cards and the shiny,
Oh,
and that there's a
what is the
particular
shiny of
disease.
the Downs world? I'm trying to think
Yeah,
like
that's the
Asian.
leukemia. And no, that I was thinking more the leukemia because that's a reasonable trait in people with Downs. Of course, that's as can you say that on YouTube? But
Yeah,
yeah,
so yeah.
but and of course I fall into that trap. I've started talking about my son Zach straight onto the big C, and I don't think I've endeared myself enough. No, he is a beautiful boy. He's made me better, and like I say, he's pushed me into this. He surprises us like
Yeah.
to this day. I mean, often by walking through the house with a boner, but
The thing is,
boom, boom.
I want to go on my little TED Talk rant now, and something
Mm,
I hate about part of comedy and part of reality life right now. Everyone only ever looks at anything in one dimension. They don't look behind. So if you make a Downs joke, they instantly will put you in a box one way or the other. They won't go third dimensional on it. Like, oh, he's obviously saying this from a place of love. Or okay, so why is it? Oh, he's so comfortable, so happy with his son, he feels okay to talk about it, and there's a hidden message of joy behind it. But then said they'll just cut it straight away. Like, wait, why is he making this joke? Why is he doing this? And there's no
yeah,
behind the scenes anymore.
yeah, yeah. There's loads of that, and people are so manipulated, aren't they? They just believe the first thing they see, and that's it. They stick by it. They won't
Yeah,
challenge that.
100%. It
Um,
was I did a Muslim joke, and they were like, some people called me racist, and he's like, do you know how when you throw that word around so much, you're devaluing it, and you're actually taking it away from the proper racists who need to be addressed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, ultimately, we don't know what's going on inside someone's head, but we got to take responsibility for how we're perceiving that.
Mm.
And you're in the line of trying to make people laugh, and the world's tough. So let's just, and I've got a license, you know. It's like you say, oh, some of my best friends are black, so I can joke about that.
Yeah,
Um,
I was some of my best friends about weirdly enough. I've actually got a lot of brothers out there, but one of my best mate is black, but his name's Albert. So it's like it's the whitest fucking name in the world. It was like, no, come on, hey, I don't need your Christian name. Give me your proper name. Like, I need to start using this.
Wait, I know an Albert, big black Albert. Maybe it's the same guy. Is he 7 foot?
No, mine's
No.
not big and black. He's a yeah, small and black. Unfortunately, like he's not even
Mm,
He's, oh, I was gonna make a joke there, but
nice.
no, I'm not gonna do that joke. I mean, in comedy, do you think there's anything you can't joke about?
No, I've got to take the line of like really famous comedians, your Ricky Gervaises and
Yeah.
all that, and your Seinfelds. Um, it's got to be funny. If you go in there, it's got to be funny, which is why my football shiny thing didn't go anywhere, and I haven't tried it since. So yeah, um,
I mean that
so
is
yeah,
sort of
I think you should be able to joke about anything, but you've
no,
got to be prepared for someone to get the ump on
100%.
you.
But also, like I always say, that you could joke about anything as long as it's sort of done well. But you need like you can say whatever you want. People can think you're a wanker. Like I think
Mm,
that's that is the relationship given. But I've stopped doing some of my jokes because it's like I need to be aware I'm a big white guy on stage. Like I'm not doing this topic justice enough.
yeah, yeah. And it's back to that inroads, isn't it? It's
Yeah, it's like I could
yeah,
say if I had a
yeah.
great Downs joke, but I've got no Joey. I haven't got any Down syndrome, kids, friends, nothing. Not by choice, But and if I went up and did that joke, you sort of think, well, why have you chose to do this joke? Of every topic
Yeah,
out there, why have you chose to do this?
yeah, and the more sort of gravity as about it, again, going back to that, not endearing myself enough to them and maybe building that relationship and showing
Mm,
that it's coming from a place of love, I'd take responsibility for that. So
mm,
yeah, you got to go for it. Um, but yeah, I don't know, man. Well, just trying to think. Yeah, so oh, the other, and on the flip side of that, again, trying to reflect, I seen comedians, and I still get that pang in my stomach when people are talking about learning difficulties and Down
mm,
syndrome, um, because it's a natural reaction. Any sort of emotional response is okay. It's just how it's
mm.
processed and then exhibited, isn't it? Um, and that's okay. So I can only imagine sometimes what some people, when you drop the downs, because it's like, oh my God. So yeah, so I need to work on that.
It is, and I know, like, so like, I've got a joke I've started putting in my set, and it gets a mixed response, but I love it, so I always stick it in. So I'm blowing my hair now. I love this joke so much. Like, oh yeah, really quick. Royston, because Royston said this to me the other day. He's like, Dan, you got to stop telling the same jokes on the pod because I listen to every episode. And he was like, so I said next time I do an episode, I'm going to say Royston, go fuck yourself. So I just want to chuck that one in there. So one, my
Yeah,
joke,
Royston.
yeah, yeah, you can say fuck you, Royston, also. Don't worry. And
Yeah, fuck you, man.
yeah, love that. So the joke, plain simple. So I always do the joke about being a twin, being the unloved one, being the afterthought on your own birthday song, and then like my nan like degrading me, and then the joke I end it with, it's like she's dead now, haha. She died of cervical cancer. Oh, it came to no surprise. I always thought she was a rotten cunt. Love that joke, but the thing is about there might be some people in the audience who have dealt with cancer and stuff like that, but
Yeah, yeah. Well,
it's
then
but they've got
how
to
far are we
remember
going?
the
You
joke's
gonna
not for
warn?
them. Do you know what I mean? It's not
Yeah,
targeted at them.
yeah, yeah. And again, it's about that pang in it, and then how much it's affecting. I mean, some people are going to get up and walk out, and then how far do you go? Because I'm really conscious about not. It's really painful existence where I worry so much about what people think, but when it comes to the crux, I'm like, nah, fuck it, I'm going to do what I want to do.
Yeah,
Um,
I think that's genuinely it. Fuck them. Like, don't you can't pander to the audience because then if you pander, it's like like say like online streaming. If you pander to your people, eventually they'll control what you can and can't do.
yeah, but then on the flip, do you put a little warning? Um, like, oh, careful, there's some really fucking sensitive stuff on here on that little poster that's on the door as they're about to walk in, or you tell them beforehand. It's and then you run the risk of being like, oh right, you're thinking you're all that dark, do you? And that's your
Yeah,
angle.
I do
It's
I do
like,
I do, I do a trigger warning. I mean, I was quite I did an open mic on Wednesday, and I was talking to three or four comedians there, and I was like, "Should we all just do our dark material tonight?" They're like, "Yeah, yeah, go on, let's come and do it." I was like, "Right, here
it's
we go."
really shock 'em.
Yeah, I was last on, so it was like, okay, well, I'll watch you guys first, see how they react, and then like, okay, cool, yeah, let's see who can go darker and darker and darker, and then it's like, oh, I love this, and like,
Drop the cervical. Yeah.
yeah, but I quite like like creating like, I think with comedy, like just doing the same set over and over, change that. I think you've got to almost like do like little games with you and your other comedians
Mm.
to keep it
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
fresh and like
Uh,
buzzing again. Like new ways to excite yourself.
yeah. Yeah. And I think this shows as well. We talk about like 92% being sound.
Yeah.
Like for our first one last week, oh my God, the acts, we had 8 acts. They were all just hilarious for starters. Or
Who
maybe a
did you
couple,
have?
but
Have you got a picture of
um,
it?
yeah, I've got some stuff. Yeah.
Like,
I mean, you might have to put it on after, but
sorry, so good.
I who do I have? David Owutomo.
Okay.
Owutomo. He's yeah, on Insta. James Salisbury from Leighton Buzzard did a
Yeah.
couple of impressions. Brilliant bit of crowd work with a lad in the audience as he was doing his Lord of the Rings bit. And then this
Lord of
lad
the
had
Rings always be a winner in
Samwise.
my books.
Oh, I know. And then Samwise was sat in the audience, it turns out.
I was
That was just went down a storm. Um,
the
Matt
hero of Lord of the Rings, by
Messiano.
the way. Anyone who
Oh
Sam was
yeah,
the hero. Anyone who says he's not is a liar.
just just for not drowning in the river with that hair. You
Oh
imagine how
yeah,
much water that
I know you and I
takes
come in.
on.
Honestly, I probably, I think I do smash out Lord of the Rings annually. Like
That's
I
good
hate, I
effort.
hate to say all
That is a good
six, but
effort.
main three director's cut, and yeah, Sam. If I could ever be anybody in life, it'd be Sam Ganji. I
Who
feel.
have you got a crush on? What's your homoerotic crush then? Because he was all over Frodo, wasn't he?
What? Who?
Have you got space for me? Basically, is what I'm.
Yeah, I've actually got the Argos catalogue worth of my homo guilty pleasures. Uh, who would, oh, never thought about it to be honest. Uh,
Thrown you a bit there.
you have to be honest, because I've got to
Mm.
think on. I was thinking like, okay, because I've got like, okay, well, I was I had a link up the other day, and it's the first time I've done it in like a couple of years. Not sex, but like a one night stand, and I'm the type of person who gets in my head. She was like, so it was like she was making noise. I was like, I know, I'm not producing that noise. Like this is made up noise here. You've got an audible somewhere. Like this isn't coming from. I am not delivering this pleasure. So then it gets in my head like,
Yeah.
oh, she's not enjoying it, so she has to make it up. So then obviously, you go down that road. So if you tell me about my homo fantasy, I've got to think who could it be that I also couldn't disappoint, who I could set relevant expectations towards.
Not look bad in front of. Okay.
Exactly. You know
Okay.
what I mean? So no, you could say like your Brad Pitt or all that, but he's gonna look at me and he's not gonna be excited.
Well,
Like
you could tell him that joke about your grandma while you're doing
straight
it.
up, fair enough. Yeah. Actually, I don't think I've ever
Fuck
tried
you,
to do like
Royston.
one liners during sex. Imagine, right. That'd actually be right.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying. I've had some moments. Oh, there's my earpod.
Yeah,
Um. Yeah. Yeah. It's just, and again, it's how crude you're going to go. And that's another thing I'm conscious about with my comedy. I've always been like straight to smart and trying to think outside the box.
yeah.
The box. So it's like that. It's a curse. It is an absolute curse and always has been. But I just can't help it. Um, and then you get, yeah, in the office. I mean, thankfully, I'm a bit cheeky, so I don't really, well, kick off the perb vibe so much. I like to think. I don't know.
Well,
But anyway,
it's quite interesting. Like like the persona people give off. It's like I had Alex Mitchell as one of my firsts on the pod, and he did a Britain's Got Talent last year. He was the finalist, and on Britain's Got Talent, all his jokes were about being a sen TA, helping the kids, all the funny things the kids do, all that. I was like, okay, like cute, calm. He is the dirtiest bastard in the world. Off stage, when
yeah,
he's on like the up circuit, it's all about wanking, all the gay stuff. You're just like, bro, like it's
yeah,
complete
and
switch.
credit to him. That's the thing that sort of I dig myself out about. It's like, God, so one dimensional. Let's try and push it out. But yeah, you come up with a couple of bits, but even in the filler bits, doing the MC the other night, it was, yeah. I said to my wife, and she was like, "Yeah, it was good. There was a lot of stuff about things going up your bum," and I was like, "Okay, yeah, um, you know, write about what you know." So yeah,
Yeah, talk about what you love, to be honest.
yeah.
I mean, how do you prefer doing, like a fixed set, 10, 15, 20, whatever, to comparing? Like, do you have a preference?
Right. So I've compared once.
Okay.
Um, uh, I've done I've done a couple of 15 minutes that first time out
Yeah.
where it was just sloppy. Um, the most latest one I did, yeah, which was a couple of months ago, that was all right, but still a bunch there where I know I can be more myself, more relaxed if I were to remember what the hell I'm talking about.
It's almost like you want to go
Um,
on again the same night.
yeah, it's like shit, and especially when you forget that joke right at the end. You got like all these people there, and you're doing really well, and then you forget the big one. It's like, um, but yeah, uh, but no, the compare stuff. What I quite liked was just keeping people going. I come out, I did five, and then a couple of acts, and they'd say something, and it'd trigger something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've got a joke about that. Whereas if I'm stood there or trying to remember, oh yeah, let's say that joke. It was a nice little link in. So, and that's something I've always struggled with. It's like, all right, one thing to the next. How many topics am I going to talk about? How do you link that? Trying to be too clever.
Mm.
I think you just got to get up there and fill your jokes out, aren't you?
Yeah.
But
I
no,
mean,
definitely comparing after this first time. But we'll see,
you've
we'll see.
like I mean I've compared a couple times and yeah I loved it. To be honest, I thought it was better. I thought it's easier to try new material because if you're delivering a death, you just bring the next act on, which I'm
Yeah,
quite happy with.
yeah,
But my
yeah. Just
crowd
try
work
and whip
needs a
them
lot
up.
of work. How do you find that side of things?
Yeah, again, bit. I'm trying not to be too hard on myself. Again, without trying to do myself like no modesty at all. But generally, I'm pretty quick. And uh, you know, up there though, with the amount of times I've been up there, it's still a bit daunting.
Mm,
You know, and there's that thing about there's your mum jokes straight away, which have a place, of course, and you're going to get on
yeah,
and come back at someone. But sometimes early doors, you think about what your next joke is. The comparing thing was all right, because I think I felt more relaxed as
yeah,
well. Um, and yeah, but that's something I really want to work on because if you can just react quickly, I think that's the best thing. Yeah, if people have solid material, of course, that's brilliant. But something that drops there and then, like I said, this Samwise thing the other night,
yeah. Sometimes it just
ridiculous,
writes itself,
ridiculous.
doesn't it? Like it's perfect. Like I had one the other day, and I've said this one a couple of times. Once again, apologise. Talking with my girl Gabby, disabled comedian in a wheelchair, and one of my anyone else a twin out there? And she was like, oh yeah, I'm a twin, and sort of said to her, I was like, oh how was the difference? She was like, oh, about 8 hours. I was like, well, of course it was. Your mum had to give birth to the chair also, and like everyone looks around to see if she's laughing. She's pissing herself laughing.
Yeah,
Like, but
yeah,
it's like the moments you can't conjure up. It's in the moment and it happens. So like, how would you sort of? I've got my way of doing it, and I'll do that after yours. How are you sort of like learning to do like the knee jerk reaction
yeah.
comedy?
So I think again, what helped me out was a lot of friendly faces in the audience the other
Yeah,
day, and so less pressure in that sense, but also additional pressure because I don't want to be the soft case, Wayne is going to support him again.
yeah,
Um, but so I felt comfortable, and I think that's the key thing, because if you're inclined to like chuck them out and growing up, um, we're all made of what we experience and stuff. And where I was quick, I could also be quite cut in as well. And I wanted to change the person I was years ago, and I have. So that cut in, which is required, um, I think I've got a bit of a barrier, a buffer, which I need to reduce somewhat. Um, but no, a guy came up to the window of the door. There's a glass panel, and he's got his hands up against, invited him in, and then saying, "Oh, all right, well, he's steaming up the windows because he looked a bit funny. Of course, everyone's having a chuckle, and then sort of mentioned something about him steaming up the school windows locally. He's
yeah.
just coming in here to try it, and then they know what they're getting. A
Straight
couple of
off the
people from
cuff.
the office left saying, "Oh, we had no idea, but we liked it." So it's like, okay, there you go, fair enough.
I like that. The one I've started doing, and it's so prickish, but it's all internal, by the way. I don't externalize this. When I'm walking down the road or anywhere, any person I walk by, I try and think of an insult.
That's good. That's good.
Any person go by, like Joe, like if they're bald, like all right, sorry, baldy locks. Do you know what I mean? If they're big, like why were their pavements cracked? Like just like anything, and it's just being a massive prick. But it's all internal.
Yeah.
I'm not going up to them and saying it. I'm like, I drive it like the more I try and do that, I can just look at someone and try and insult them straight away. And then,
No, that's yeah. No, I'm going to start doing that. I mean, we all have those moments, don't we? We're like, oh, look at the size of that,
yeah,
or oh,
and just
yeah,
try and think of something straight away. And like, that's what, I mean, that's what that's about, like, I don't know, like British people, everyone's got some sort of deformity. Like, but one thing, like, I've not luckily had to deal with much heckling, which, yes and no, I'm excited for and not excited for. Do you think, like, after you doing this for 10 years, how has sort of like the crowd work heckling, has it changed a lot?
um. So, not gonna sit here and say, right, I can give you a solid analytical review on that, because of the amount of times I've done it in that last 10 years. And depending where you go as well, I did one at a music inclusive night. It was mainly that, and I got up and I started something, and this is where I thought, no, God, you really got to up your game. There's such a devoid in what I think I'm capable of to
Mm.
what I deliver. So I started doing in between music acts. I did stuff about Zach, my lad, and then the heckle came out. Um, they look funny, and it was so basic. Oh, don't they look funny? And if that
Oh,
had been me on the street, I'd have been like, easy, easy, come back. So like,
yeah.
how long have you had Down syndrome, mate? That
Oh,
sort of
yeah. Calm.
stuff.
Yeah.
Simple, and it's like, and I had nothing, and I was like, "Ugh." Now that was like, yeah, Proper Early Doors, not a great venue for I was the only one there doing stand up, and I think that definitely rocked me a bit. But it's good to be conscious about, and again, it's just trying to relax. I think that's the key thing. And then,
I've
but then how personal are you going to take it? You say about like insulting people. Um,
Yeah. I don't think you can ever take it personally, but I think it like with I'd say comedy versus crowd work. Comedy, you can obviously inevitably you got to go up and do it in front of people to get the reaction, but you can prepare stuff. With crowd work, you can prepare, but you're opening a box that you don't know where it could go.
yeah, yeah, it's risky. For all types of things. Yeah, if we go focus back on the reaction, how they're going to do, which ultimately, fuck them, it's your problem. See you
Yeah.
later. Um,
But God, if someone says
but
something to you now that like they shout something random out like that, and you can't think of anything, how would you deal with it now?
yeah, being a lot more relaxed about it and having a sort of few things up your sleeve, I think I'll be fine. You know, um, because there's ways you can sort of keep crowd on side or sort of put them down, not be the brunt of it, because that's the worst thing, isn't it? As a comedian, you've got nothing to come back with, and the guy or girl in the audience is sat there like,
Yeah.
um, so yeah, no, I think I'll be all right. I think what he says until the next one, and I come away kicking myself and getting in my own head.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah. I'm the best in the world at hindsight.
yeah,
Like driving
yeah.
back from a gig, like fuck. I want to. Can I find that person? I want to text them my joke. I want to text my
Was
insult to them now.
that?
No, your mum.
Yeah. No, no. Um, No, it's I mean it's not something I went to one and there was the compare said at the front right, heckle me, as the compare. Don't heckle the acts. Now, of course, some acts might like that, so that's that communication thing in the beginning. I thought about saying it, but I wasn't brave enough. I was like, let's just let let's let people get
See,
heckled.
I
But
I disagree with that so much because I've been on nights where they said don't heckle the comedians, and
mm,
I don't know. I think that's an element of creating a safe space. I think with a comedian, you need to be thick-skinned, so you need to deal with it,
mm,
and the only way to deal with that is to get punched. It's the only way to accept. It might not feel good at the time, but you're going to learn from it. You're going to learn. Okay, they are going to show because you can't. Even if like, do you know what I mean, it's your first gig, your 50th gig. I think you need to get punched, not physically, obviously,
it's
metaphorically. You need to take that hit and be like, okay, they said this. This didn't feel good. That or they did this, and I smacked them back, and go,
yeah,
I killed it.
yeah.
I think you can't
Well,
create. Oh, don't heckle the comedians. Like
yeah, it's
personal
part of the
opinion.
experience, isn't it? Yeah, you've got to take the digs,
Yeah.
because then that's how you get better.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, I chose
but yeah,
you can't have dickhead Dave. Like I was in one a couple of weeks back, and every other second he was like, "You should try telling a joke, mate." 10
yeah,
seconds later,
brilliant.
oh that joke was shit. Like they
Yeah,
wanted to do it to another comedian. I was like, right, okay, like this Don, Joe, this is in a pub where he's a regular. They're not going to kick him out.
mm,
So it's
yeah,
sort of like, like okay, you
that's
then
it.
he's just being a prick. Like he's interrupting the show, and
Yeah, have a word with yourself. It's like, and that's when you're relying on, well, how big a balls you got. And to be fair to this lad, he came out this compare and said no heckling. Maybe he's had a bit of trouble before, but he dealt with a table that were giving a bit of grief, and he just stopped it. And it was to the point of awkward, but fair play. He
yeah,
kicked him out. It was like, go on. Um, but yeah, yeah, all those things to consider in it. It's like, I mean, I'm hoping to keep the friendliest crowd, like the guys and girls that came along, um, said they really enjoyed it. And I know there's this, everyone's very polite and everything, but since I had messages and stuff like that, so it was, good start. And
yeah. We'll go.
crowd, the
We'll rock
crowd will
into
get more
Wayne Belt.
challenging.
Well, Rocket, so you did your first night. When was it?
Wednesday last week,
Wednesday.
at
We'll
pub,
put a timestamp on it. It was Wednesday the
Wednesday the 12th of November.
12th of November,
It
just after
was
memory. Oh, That's the best joke I heard. So I'm only cracking up.
Go,
I was up in
go.
Stoke on Tuesday, doing roast battles and stuff, and this comedian came on. It was on Remembrance Day, and he was like, "Oh, oh, I've done a terrible set here, like on Remembrance Day." And the comedian shouted out, "At least there was a 2 minute silence." You know, it
That is
was
brilliant.
fucking like the room erupted.
Oh,
Oh,
mate, that's gold, gold dust.
yeah, so yeah, just brought
Fucking
back to me.
brilliant.
That's such a fun. Joshua Holford, big up. He was the comedian. Fucking
Yeah.
killer. So funny. So, it was
Oh.
Wednesday the 12th of November. Um, how does the night run? We'll start with that.
Well, yeah, we like before I created a gig gag account,
Okay,
posted
yep.
the thing. I'd used that a couple of times in the past. But comedy forums, just shout out about that. I've got a
The
friend who does
Facebook spamming,
posters.
yeah.
Yeah. Obviously my own sort of circle and whatnot. And we had some like stuff going on before. We're now the Concrete Cud collective. Okay, it's the Milton
Yep.
Keynes. Let's go. Um, so yeah, we started set up the room. It's a lovely pub, the Burnt Oak.
Okay.
It's had its ups and downs. But there's this big Albanian lad in there. So we don't take any shit from anyone, so that's nice. But
Nice.
it's about getting the punters in. So really big, lovely space. I'll send you the pictures and stuff.
Please.
Little disco ball going off. Got to have one of those.
Yep. Got
Um,
your 70s disco ball. Yep.
we had sign up from 7:30. We everyone had signed up beforehand. One guy had a bit of a panic attack on the night. One guy dropped out on the day, but they messaged me, so that was decent.
Yeah.
Um,
And I also know you never
then
never bitch out, but if you're gonna bitch out, at least have the courtesy to message. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
respect that. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So and then we got going prompt 8 o'clock. We did 4 acts and then had a 15-minute break, and it was pretty on the money for timings.
Nice.
Got back in there second half, and it was at about 20 past 9. I'm looking, thinking, oh, we've only got 2 more acts to go,
Yeah.
and it's going to be an early finish. Thinking, oh shit, shit, shit. But it seemed to be quite middle of the week. People wanting to go home, even they'd had a great time, loads of laughter.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, and even I think the acts, because a couple there was David Owatomu, he travelled from Dartford. It's like one of
Oh, what's
those.
his
So
name,
I think he
David?
appreciated. I'll try it again. Owatomu.
Oh, a black guy.
Owatomo.
Oh,
Yeah,
is it, the
yeah.
surname's a fucking giveaway, obviously. Yeah. David. Oh, fuck me. I gigged with David twice. That was rude of me. Like,
Okay.
did he do his EDL bit?
It's, no, no.
Right. Because
But he
we was
he
in
was it was hilarious, man.
we was in a white pub, like preferably white pub, when I gigged with David, and he was first on. It wasn't landed. Like it was just shoving sod's law. It weren't his fault. Perfect storm. And he was like, "Oh fuck! I didn't realize it was an EDL rally." And I was like, "Brother, you just put that now in your coffin."
Yeah.
But
Why not all in? Go for
yeah,
it. Well
it was
done.
like, fuck the crowd. Like, yeah, he's a nice lad, David. Bless him. Like,
He is, he is, he is. So yeah, and he's, I mean, it's out there, all nice words and that. Everyone seemed genuine, and it was like, yeah, we'll definitely like to come back and hopefully
nice.
get new people coming. Warm, because people go for these open mics, and there's 4 people. Well, if it's a bringer, that's dog shit.
What's your thoughts on
It's
bringer spots?
like,
I've tried to stay away from the matter because I've done 143 episodes now, and about 135 of them is just me slagging off bringer spots.
yeah, it's a pain in the arse.
Yeah,
Um, it's not reflective of how an act is, because there's favoritism in there possibly,
yeah.
and just you're dragging people along in the main doing you a favor, and they don't want to sit there because it's also a stayer. And then
Yeah.
so it's one of
Oh,
those. But no, I'm not a massive fan. I definitely didn't want to go that way, and I won't
no.
be going that
Well, I say
way. Yeah.
this pod's going live in December in Soho. 3 days a week, and I sort of like, should I do a brig? I was like, no, no, don't do. Because I was like, because I think the biggest worry about running a night is, are we gonna have people?
Yeah.
Is there going to be
Yeah.
bums on seats? And the bringer mentality is such. I think it's a pussy bitch out. You've just got to trust yourself, trust the work you do, and hopefully it becomes. And if not, you've got to then reevaluate instead of saying, right, I'm going to bring on 15 acts. Still going to get 5 minutes each, which I don't think is enough time to cut your teeth
Yeah,
into
yeah,
it.
yeah. Oh, yeah,
We've all
yeah.
got to bring someone. There you go, 30 people. Look how amazing my night is. Well, it's not. You're going on the goodwill and the
Well, you don't want,
what's the word?
you
The
don't.
need for comedians to get noticed.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you're relying on the goodwill of people, and there's reluctance in the crowd. They don't want to be there. You're dragging someone along in the
Yeah.
main, and it's like, yeah, getting someone somewhere, getting on a train and them coughing out, and you're gonna have to eat out and have a drink and
Oh,
stuff like that.
it is
It's
expensive.
yeah, you can't go throwing that on people. So, and yeah, it's a bit disingenuous. I think is how I'd describe it.
Yeah, I'm 100%. I've never been a fan, and I'm still. Even though I say like I'm going to be starting doing nights in London, I will not be doing Bringer. I will not be. If you want to be there, you be there. If you don't want to be there, go fuck yourself. That's like
Yeah, no
I'm
skills.
begrudging this.
Exactly. And
Uh,
yeah, I know you're interviewing me, but this is hot off the press, isn't it? Your Soho business.
yes, yes. I
Nice.
finalised it 3 days ago, so it's
Go on.
quite excited to be honest. Once again, we'll see how it goes. Do you know what I mean? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I mean, I speak to my mates about it. I was like, what if it doesn't go well? What if this happens? This happens? Then that's the way it is. Like you got to reassess. Obviously, I'm trying to say this like Billy Big bollocks, shitting myself inside. Like, but
Yeah.
fuck it. But I was like, how
But fair play again. Well done. Jeez. All
just
that
got
like
to go out and try it. And once again, but I'm sort of worried also about it being Soho because Soho's a very liberal place.
yeah, yeah. What's the place like that you're gonna be in then? So like pub,
So it's
a
my
lot
own
of
room.
regulars there already, or
No, it's my own room. It's my own room upstairs. It seats 60,
very nice. Yeah.
and then there's got its own bar. There'll be a sofa there and two chairs for me and the three other comedians, and then the audience, and then like got all the filming equipment, all the audio, all the speakers, all that. But it's just shit like who opens the night? Obviously, I open the night, but who introduces me? Who's this that? And it's just
Yeah, who's
because
the bellowing voice off stage or the yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
there's a million like different things that will work out. But I'm sure like say with like you started your night, there's some things you can control, some things you can't control, and you
Yeah,
worry.
and it would yeah, and like first time, there's things there. I've got my pal Val, um, saying, right, have you done running order? And it's like 5 minutes ago, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, let's go and do that. And everyone, and I'd gone in first of all, like, yeah, first night, be patient, let's go, we'll get on and have a good time. And then it was like, oh yeah, there you are. And then working on a pronunciation of a name, which I failed again,
Uh,
So yeah, one of those. So yeah, things have been popping up, but
okay.
learning curve, innit?
How often are you doing the nights?
Right, we're gonna once a month.
Yeah, cool.
So next one's Wednesday, the 10th of December, same
Okay.
location.
Oh, if
Don't
that
open Milton
Wednesdays, I
Keynes.
can come down and jump on if you want. Deal with.
Oh, love that. Yeah,
Yeah,
that'd be superb.
'cause
Yeah,
I now can't do Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays ever again in my life. But
yeah.
yeah, I've
You're free on a Wednesday. Good, good.
yeah, just for you, Wayne, just for
No,
you. This was I calculated this. This is a long con, just so I can come do your show. To be honest,
the long
I've tricked
game.
you. There is no pod. There is no
Yes.
live. Yeah, comedians are desperate to
I'm the
get
Brad
spots
Pitt.
now. This is how far we go. We do 143 episodes to get my spot in Milton Keynes. Let's go.
I knew it. And see my upbringing, my narcissistic traits. I'm going to buy that and just take it. That's a pat on the back.
Yeah, take it as a
That's really
compliment.
nice.
Yeah, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Oh, oh, thanks.
How long do you give comedians on stage?
Um, we started with five.
Yeah.
I obviously keeping it flowing and been really impressed with everyone on the other night. David finished our night off, and I said to him, look, have a 10, 15 minute, whatever you want to do, make it
Uh,
worth his while, coming all that way.
uh,
But I mean, I'm open. I want to keep it like five to start. Of course,
yeah.
not never going to be like I'll send us a video. I get that happen sometimes, but
Do you watch the videos?
it'd be not.
I can never be fucked to do that.
I've not, no, I've not done any of that. I've not asked for that. So, and yeah, I've sent one off before and got a spot on Gig Gag, and it was actually really shit. My first Northall one, 5 minutes of that,
Huh.
and still they got spots. So maybe, yeah, I don't know. It's weird what people ask, how much, yeah, they
Yeah, I
love
mean,
it.
like, I
But
know promoters they have to say it, which I'm glad you did. Like, I used to run a recruitment company, and I'd probably get about 30 CVs a day. But it was like high niche headhunting jobs. I was headhunting for them, and I'd probably say I looked at a CV probably about average 15 seconds.
yeah,
Looked at the
yeah,
keywords. Right, it's got the keywords. Okay, then let's focus in a little bit more. If a promoter says they watch every single video they get sent, they've got to be capping. Like that's a full time fucking job on its own.
yeah. No, you can't, and it'll be, yeah, no, wounding. What would you do with the rest of your? Yeah, you wouldn't have any rest of time. So
Yeah,
nah,
it is absolutely
I'm not going to
ridiculous.
go down that route. Started strongly. Want to build on these relationships. It's like, you know,
And I do think the best
you
one's word of
want,
mouth with comedians.
yeah,
It was
yeah,
it was like with like sorry, going back to doing my thing in Soho. I'm I'm not going to advertise it to comedians. I've interviewed enough now that I've messaged some of them saying like, look, the first month, jump on, and if you know someone, I would rather have a validation from someone
yeah,
else.
yeah.
Being like, oh,
Bring
get
someone
Terry on,
along.
he's funny, or Andrew, he's a
Yeah,
killer. Being like, okay,
yeah,
calm, like that's how I want to work it.
yeah, yeah. I think that's the way I'm going with it for sure. Yeah, life's too short, and why are we
Yeah,
jumping through hoops? It's just like, come and have a go, Christ,
yeah.
and if you can bring someone along, I mean, long game for it, once a month. It's a hobby. It's taken me this long to get anywhere near this, so, and I'm enjoying it. Um, Not thinking about charging, just keeping it a free thing. We've got the Milton Keynes. I'd like this branch of Concrete Cud collective. This is the stand-up sliver. Um, we're working on bits, and we've got this variety type show that we're working on, and it's about stuff that isn't readily available. It's been done before, but what in Milton Keynes there's a variety type thing.
Yeah.
Your live podcast, you're worried about filling seats. That's like, oh, that's new. Let's go and check that out.
That's it. It was
Um,
creating a niche, hopefully. Like, 'cause
yeah.
I don't think there is a live. I'm pretty sure there's not a live podcast done in front of an
Mm,
audience in London yet.
mm.
But also, is there a reason for that?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
that's right. It's
that's
like
the devil dancing in your head a little bit, isn't it? Like, is there a reason Milton Keynes hasn't got a variety act to that? No, I'm just the first to do it. Like, you got to
well,
be
there is a
narcissistic then.
reason. Look, given our first two attempts, there is a reason, but we're gonna come back bigger and better and stronger. So yeah.
Yeah, fair, fair enough. I mean, yeah, it is hard to do that, but okay. So one I always love asking Wayne. So okay, you say, you know what, Daniel, you're amazing, you are beautiful. I want you to come on and do my show. I come along, I waddle in. I'm not the last on the half. I'm say in between. So I'm third on, four man first act. Yeah.
Hmm.
And I bomb the room. Not just bomb. I call everyone and their nan in there a slag. Like, do you know what I mean? I go, right, who's got cancer? Right, this joke is about you. Stand up, everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone look at Claire. This joke's about Claire. And I piss everyone off. As for
Yeah.
compare, how would you bring the room back?
Yeah, you go a couple of ways, don't you? You come in, you're like, tiptoe on the eggshells through, and or then you just shout, "Get him!" There's that one. So I don't know this guy, but no, I think
Yeah, disengage straight away. Like, I didn't.
fucking
Who is
get him
this
the mic.
guy?
Um, yeah, but yeah, I'd be asking you to produce a diagnosis or something like
Yeah.
that, as to why you felt you had to go there, and yeah, it's yeah, but that's a wounder, that one. You might as well just come out and drop trowel or
Yeah.
do a Will Smith, innit? It's like,
You might as well, bro. Because I was the compare's job is to like like support the comedians, but some comedians like no, you're on your own. You've now made yourself fair game for ridicule. Like
yeah,
if I
so
did that, I would expect the compare to mug me off to the max. Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? There's
yeah,
no
yeah,
allegiance there.
yeah,
Then if I've bombed your night, if I've made your night look bad, you have every right to slap me down.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's the concept then. Yeah, about get him, but yeah, it can't just be maybe screen that, and then it's then yeah, try and get a bit personal, maybe. I don't know.
Which I think's
Which
fair game.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's like, I remember
Maybe
my
do a
first ever.
introduce a roast right there and then. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
you
We
could
now turn
try
this into
that.
a roast
Anyone
battle.
from the audience got a roast, and let them get involved.
Do you know what, brother?
Yeah,
That's not a bad idea. I'm stealing that.
yeah,
I'm
fair
stealing
game,
that for the
fair
live
game.
podcast. Get the
Yeah,
public, get the audience to roast the comedians on stage. Like that. Stealing that, Wayne. Thank you.
done.
I'll
You're
never steal a
welcome.
joke, but I'll steal your ideas, Wayne.
No,
There we go.
we'll
What
see.
else you got
I'll
then? What else live audience interaction can we do? Let me get my pen and paper out. We've turned this around
So,
now.
Down syndrome. Okay, have we
I've
talked
already
about
got
that
five
yet?
in the wings ready to go.
Okay,
To be honest,
good, good,
I'm waiting there. Yeah,
good,
right.
good.
They go around
No,
with
man.
trays of milkshake.
Lob-ons. No.
Yeah.
No, man. Yeah, have that idea. I love the roasts, all the
Yeah.
stuff on the telly, the American stuff, where they just like the Kill Tony and
Oh, I love the Kill
you
Tony
know,
concept so much. I know, weirdly enough, in America, obviously, it seems everyone's got a hard on for Austin right now, rightly so.
it-
But LA comedians don't like it. New York comedians aren't a fan of Kill Tony.
yeah, that's that red and blue divide, isn't it?
Do you reckon
It's
that
like
is,
there's
in essence, what it is?
yeah, yeah, definitely got to be. I mean, he came out, he did his speech, didn't he? And again, it, you only know what's in your head, but ultimately, if you're leaning one way, it's gonna alienate half of other people, isn't it? Um,
Which do you think we've got that in this country now? Also, like, okay, I'm not saying politics. Okay, I'm just going to play devil's advocate here. If I went up tonight and I said, right, I'm voting reform, I'd lose half the audience.
yeah,
But why?
yeah.
What? Because once again, it's the one dimension thing.
Yeah, it's people. I think we've had it up to here, haven't we? And
Yeah,
that's one aspect. People are like, unless again, it's about how dark you're going to go. Unless it's going to be funny or a new take,
yeah.
like super funny, let's steer clear. You know, you don't get many jokes about Israel and Palestine,
Oh, I did have one.
because oh, go on.
It is shit, but I'll do it anyways. So basically, if I did a joke that didn't go well, if I was trying new material, I'd just go, "Oh, well, I want to call that joke Israel because it just bombed."
There you go. Yeah, and then
Nice
I
and
mean,
easy,
but
straight off. Like,
get a few oohs
yeah.
as well about that because you've said a particular word as well.
But
That's the
once
other
again,
thing, isn't
why?
it?
But imagine it's weird because if I say Israel, haha, yep. But if I was like, oh, let's call that joke Palestine because it just got bombed. All of a sudden, it's like, if I said reform, boo. Oh, I vote lib, applause.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
weird how, like, obviously, I understand, like, you can punch down at a lawyer, but you don't make a joke about a doctor because some people are heroes, some people are villains. Why
Mm.
is reform considered the villain, libs considered the hero? And that's
Yeah,
injected
it's
into
a
comedy also.
yeah, because I think so many people use it as a platform to air their political views.
Yeah.
That's another thing. While you know, maybe some people are like, "Oh, get over it." Um, but yeah, losing a room, like half the people in a room. Again, unless you've got the balance, you know, you talk about that and snap back the other way, but they get a gauge. You know, there's these right wing comedians. I can't name. You know, wasn't Lee Hurst? You know, in that cloud of right wing comedians. I've been corrected on that since,
Yeah.
to a degree. There's another lad with a squeaky voice who was used to be on Andrew or something.
Mm.
And they've got a particular following, but I think it's horses for courses about anything. What football team you support? You know, do you call them scones or scones? And do I, you know,
True.
am I
Do,
tolerant of this, that, and the other?
do you think if you bracket yourself like that, you're gonna get a following quicker? Like, right, let's say, once again, all hypothetical. I'm a right wing comedian. I'm only going to go play in front of right wing audiences. I'm going to do edgy jokes about, you know, Labour being shit, immigration being a problem, like all the box ticking. Would you get an audience quicker than just doing your general being funny?
Yeah, I think that's going to come with experience, isn't it? Knowing those areas. I mean, if you go to Clacton, there's a fair chance you're going to go down a storm, aren't you?
Yeah,
Um, but but yeah, you go to Oxford and you're like, no, that's not the way to go. And I, I think if whatever your niche is, and you can get that, but if you're weighing on something as divisive, that's where the lines are less blurred, aren't they? Or people's
Yeah,
perception are. Um, but I mean, like I said earlier about you say a word and you just the whole audience is like, or not even a sharp intake, it's just nothing.
yeah,
And it's I really go and one love, I love everyone, such a liberal in that sense. But as soon as I make a joke about um, the what's it the that Simon Le Bon's given his blessing to all Muslim tribute act of his 80s
yeah.
band. I mean, Karan start touring in the summer next year.
Correct,
Um,
correct.
and their front man, Simon Le Bon, it's like
Brilliant.
so.
Yeah,
And because I've said Muslim, it's like I've lost, and people aren't even then thinking, oh, what is the joke about? It's just a rhyme, and I've said the Book of
yeah.
Worship. I've not
And they're ready to
insulted
get.
the deity and all of this. They're worried about, but that's not what I'm trying to do. And yeah,
Yeah.
you run the risk of someone maybe thinking, ooh, but if they're not reading between the lines well enough, or maybe yeah, if you're not explicit,
Mm.
but it's the same. You come out and it's like you're desensitizing everyone, saying, "Oh, this is going to be offensive," and it's like, where's the shock factor? And yeah,
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know. I don't know.
I'll drop a couple of mine now. So, but before I do my Muslim bit, I always say like, look, before I do this joke, I just quickly look around the room. I'm not looking for Muslim people. I'm looking for middle-aged white women ready to get offended on their behalf.
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
that ostracises them all
yeah.
because
That's
then
a
they
good.
can't get
Yeah,
offended. They do. Then
yeah.
they fit that bill, which is lovely. But
That's clever diffusing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's a diffuse. I've had one in where was it in Stratham, um, and I did my gay marriage bit, um, and I lost them just because of the premise. Maybe I didn't do it justice enough, but the joke basically goes, uh, when men and women get married, a woman's workload increases 7 hours a week, a man's workload decreases an hour a week when they get married. That's why I'm against gay marriage. It's unfair. They've got more time in the day. That's why they look good. They've got time to do their hair, time to go gym. In fact, if I sucked enough dick, I might be able to get myself a girlfriend. Great little joke. I'm happy with that. I'm going to do that one tonight, actually. But the fact that the second I said, you know what, I'm against gay marriage, they wouldn't listen.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
he looks like the type who's going to be homophobic.
yeah.
And there's, oh, well,
I bet he's just sprayed links over his armpits and hasn't washed them. That
yeah,
sort of.
always links
Yeah.
Africa. I think I've still got 20 of them over the Christmas years, to be honest. Why has that ever been a fucking smell, Links Africa?
Oh, it's hideous, isn't it? It's just the pheromone of teenage boys.
Yeah, but
It's
the thing I noticed, I'm like, when I used to own a pub, like one of the regulars used to always buy me a Christmas present. Cute, I used to buy one back, and she got me Lynx Africa about 3 years ago. It's so hard to be excited over shit gifts.
it wasn't a joke purchase, surely. No?
Well, no, because I like
Because
my cologne whore cupboard.
oh yeah.
I've got my 5, 6 good ones, and I've got my 20 shitty ones from Body Shop. Like when someone gets you a deodorant, then okay, look, if I smell, I'd say, you know what, I'd take the hint. But you know what I mean? Like, I don't. I'm,
I think
I'm secure
yeah,
about
it's
my
a body
smell.
spray in it. We focused on the wrong thing and we've gone down deodorant route. So, and I think the body spray is a problem for Lynx because just it has connotations for sweaty balls as well. That sort of sniff.
Yeah.
Have you?
Not a smell I'm quite accustomed to, Wayne, but
No, good, good, good. No, you look like you're not accustomed to that at all.
I think, yeah, Joe, I'll happily take that stereotype any day, brother. There's worse things I've been called. Someone who's not accustomed to sniffing balls,
Of,
I'll certainly
of all
take
the
that.
of all the compliments, yeah, you don't look like your balls smell. Well done.
I appreciate that one, brother. So yeah, with your night, if people want to get on it, how do they apply?
So yeah, we've got at Wayne Christie Comedy on Instagram. We got
Yep.
at Concrete Cud Collective Insta. Um, on the comedy forums on
Do you
Facebook.
have a preference? Because otherwise, you're checking 20,000 fucking things a day
Oh
for it.
yeah, I mean that's what I did find that because I've got the Gig Gag app as
Yeah.
well. I mean I think I still do that, spam it out
Yeah.
as much as pos. And then it's about not a bringer, but yeah, any recommendations, who'd be prepared to come down and build that like network of
Yeah.
decent comedians and people to grow as well. Because yeah, you want your night to be funny and everyone laughing, and the comedian that comes and don't want to be frightened to do yeah, new stuff and it bombing, or like yeah, being ridiculed or anything like that. So mixture, quality, and yeah, love.
Yeah, okay.
It's like and
I
yeah,
mean, I always get stressed about that. Like, I wrote about 5 new jokes yesterday. And I was really happy with them. And I want to try them out, but also I don't want to go there and everyone thinks I'm shit.
yeah. And it depending how far away it is, you're like, oh, I really need a good feeling for the drive home or the
Yeah,
train home. Um, and then yeah, that one that you need to be working on, you're like, oh, I'll do this one again. No, that's all right. I bottled it.
but that's the
But
hard as well because like when I gigged on last Wednesday, I was so tired. I just got back from Stoke, and I was like, you know what? And I know it's gonna sound like prickish. I couldn't be asked, so I just went up
yeah,
there, did my
mm,
10 minutes of that I know works, and I didn't try anything new. Just did what I did. But I also feel like, did I make the most out of that night?
mm,
It was an open
yeah,
mic. Should I have at least tried something new?
yeah. Obviously, yeah, depending how you feel, and you've got other opportunities and you're gigging a lot, you're like, oh, let's just have a night off.
Yeah,
But I think, yeah, you got to try and stick something new in there. Um, but it's how nerves work, isn't it?
yeah.
Where as well as fatigue. So, uh,
Which I
but
know sort of sounds prickish in a way because I know there's people fighting to get on bills. Like, and when you're on one, but you're just like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired today. Like,
yeah,
I'm not going
I,
to
I,
cancel, but like,
yeah, just call it in.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I kind of, yeah, get that. What I was going to say, I don't know, smoking too much.
Huh.
The nicotine's going to my head. Um, Yeah, what were we talking about, Daniel?
So like,
Comedy, wasn't it?
sometimes like you don't make the most out of a night because you're tired or anything like that. So you don't try new jokes. You just go up
Oh
there,
yeah,
do your
okay.
do your 10 that you know is going to work.
Yeah. I was gonna go on and say about the prep. So yeah, if you might have a new joke and you've always got a new joke
Mm.
and it always needs working out, but the prep as I want to be good, but I'm not practicing half as much as I should.
Mm.
I do a lot of um, running stuff by close circle, but then you're reliant on they're just laughing, you know.
Yeah,
You've got to push it out there. So, but I think the more like this picks up, and I think I took the compare because it's an easier option. Like, is it easy? More fun.
and also
Um,
you're more in control of the night.
yeah, and then that leads to feeling more comfortable,
Yeah.
and then you get better there, and that's where yeah, like I did try a couple of new bits. Another one about up the bum, about
Standard.
how it sort of kills the mood, all this new online porn security and that. And I started talking about that because the lad before was talking about porn. And I was like, it's really difficult to put your code in when you're cupping your balls and your thumbs up your ass,
Huh.
with the
Yeah.
other hand. And and then I'm bending over, putting my code in on my phone on the stool. Um, and I'm losing them because I've done it for far too long, but it was new. And then but then I was like, well, I'm longing this out, and I put the whole code in. So yeah, and then got them
That
back on
that
side.
that's always hard when like being a storyteller, like when you're trying a new joke and you're like, say it's like a 2 minute bit. You're 30 seconds in, you're like, right, this isn't working. I need to get out of this fucking joke. And you're like, right, no, fuck it. It's new. They're gonna sit and fucking listen to this. They're gonna watch me die my death.
Yeah, yeah, and that's the thing about it depends how you are. I mean, again, so yeah, what do people think? But ultimately, fuck it, I'm here. I'm having fun.
Yeah.
I'm telling myself, and yeah, you
I mean,
weigh it up next time. Do I want to feel like that again?
you say
Yeah,
that,
of
but
course I do.
we still do it. Do you know what I mean? We still
Yeah,
go try, but it's just that I think that is just the game, is it? Like you've got to go try new stuff and just accept like, it is. Well, it is. Some's going to go well. Some's not going to go well. I mean, the one I did on Wednesday, the best response I had was at the end of it. I was like, right, I've not even written a joke about this yet, but these are some ideas I've got, and I just spoke the ideas, and people loved them.
yeah,
And this one, I'm gonna tell you now, Wayne. And I heard this 2 Saturdays ago, and it stayed in my head rent free the whole time. I was at the comedian's mecca, Weatherspoons, to get inspiration,
nice.
and I was having a fag, and I heard two guys outside talking, and one goes, "Oh, I've got to go." Tracy said I can come round and have fun, and his mate goes, "Oh, can I join in? You can have the good half. No, you can have the good end." What's the good end?
Oh God, I mean, we'd need to see a picture of Tracy for starters.
True. Link to that.
But and this is where you're looking at that insults. How did they look? What is the comparison
Yeah.
likely to be?
But what's the good end?
But
Like,
that's what's the good end? Don't.
that's just so. But you know, so I was just sitting there like smoking. I was like, that is fucking gold.
Yeah,
And I'm just like, I need to write this down. And I literally just spoke that out. Like, no act, no beer at the end of my night on Wednesday. And they loved it.
yeah.
It was
And
like,
because they probably all had the similar conversation, haven't they, when they've been at
yeah.
Weatherspoons? So yeah, it's genius. Yeah.
But even like, so I'm
No.
like, maybe that joke is good enough as that is. Maybe it doesn't need to be played with. Maybe it is just, it could be a little segue statement.
Yeah, yeah. I think those jokes as well, where you come out and you think, yeah, this is good, and then something builds on it, or something happens a bit like, and you're like, okay, and then you kind of might kick yourself for not thinking of it originally when you've done a few acts, but it's like, oh, okay, you can then put a bit more meat on bones as
Yeah.
well. Yeah, it's just all about
But
trying
then,
to
but also,
develop.
like,
But again,
I'm going to do a female metaphor here. Some women, they look better natural. Like, you can't, the more makeup doesn't always mean they look prettier.
no,
Like,
no,
so maybe, this joke here, it's got a bit of eyeshadow on it and a bit of blush. It doesn't need the 50 other fucking cosmetics.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
good
yeah.
where it is. Like,
Yeah, yeah, there is that. Yeah, you can, yeah, overkill it, and I think I've definitely fallen foul of that, like trying to be a bit too clever, um, and yeah, not quite grasping it, then losing. So it's like, and then yeah, you drop back. Right, where's my one-liners? Let's have a couple of those. Get them back on
yeah.
the side, and then try again.
I mean,
But
one-liners. I obviously we use them. We use our arsenal, but I'm
Arsenal,
one-liner comedians are a guilty pleasure of mine, but also I don't think it's proper comedy.
yeah. I mean, it helps if you're on the autism spectrum where you can remember just everything.
Yeah,
And again, loads of these jokes, and I love what's the lad, the Canadian Stewart and Milton Jones, all those
yeah.
one-liners. It's a bit too much for an hour's worth for me.
Oh yeah, I don't think a
Um,
banger. That's what I would always say. One-liners always get 10 to 15 minutes
yeah,
because and because
y-
it's
y-
just too much otherwise.
too much, and yeah, some are dad jokes. Oh, loads of them are dad jokes,
Oh,
aren't they?
fucking
And we say
Arsenal's worth.
Yeah, I'd say stuff like around the table with my kids, and they just groan.
Yeah.
And but then someone else does a dad joke, and they're pissing their pants. And I'm like, why is it different? Because you're not my dad. But so it's the way you tell it, of course, that old classic. But no, I storytelling is the way forwards.
One
If you could
one
just keep
hundred
someone
percent.
wrapped in. But there's a place for everything. I don't think you can be snobby, but again, personal preference. Yeah, if you got that, because it does take a bit. It's but like a bombardment, isn't it? You can
Yeah.
slow bits down, and yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it is literally just a personal preference. No hate on the one-liner comedians, but it's just
mm,
I don't know. It's weird. Every single judge gives the same bit of fucking advice. I want to know more about you. I want to know something about you in your comedy, and I wholeheartedly agree. Like, um, Royston, go fuck yourself. I'm going to talk about him. He's a postman. Yeah, he does comedy, but he doesn't do one joke about being a postman. It's like,
right,
bro, you've
yeah,
like do that. That is you. Like, you're a postman. He's got funny stories about baby being a postman. Go do your
yeah,
postman jokes. That's
yeah.
funny.
So what's Royston's beef with his career then?
Um,
Why don't he want to do any jokes like that? What's he say? I mean,
I don't know. I know. Do jokes like STI checks. Like something like, just like normal. No, he's a funny dude.
like,
Normal
yeah.
stuff.
Why doesn't he want to talk about work, as he said explicitly? Yeah, because I want to
No,
lose
no,
it
no.
in
He's
the
very new.
office
He's very
on the
new.
walk.
So it's like he's very new. So it's like maybe he hasn't wrote that yet. But every time I see him, I'm like, look,
Yeah,
let's do. I'd
start
love to see a
do,
poster job
yeah,
because I don't know about
yeah,
that world. I
yeah,
love learning.
yeah.
Like, I know nothing about being a postman except for saying, cheers, mate, or that's it. I would love to
Yeah,
know about the underbelly of the postman world.
yeah, exactly. You want a bit of minutiae about it, and because
Good
you know
word.
about your own world, and yeah, thank you. And they, you find chuckles in your dull admin job in the office, and yeah, then the teacher gets up and does their bit. and we all love teachers, but then they can be a bit self-deprecating. Like my friend Val, he's, a teacher as well. So he puts himself down saying, I don't care about the kids.
Yeah.
It's all
Oh,
about the holidays. And yeah.
oh yeah, my brother's a
But
groundskeeper in two schools in Charlton. He's like, do you know how much I just want to trip some kids up and then tell them off for falling over. He's like,
get up.
yeah.
What are you
Oh,
doing
watch
down
fall
there?
over, mate. Like, up you get. Come on, brush yourself off.
Yeah.
Like, just trips them. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
I would love to hear from someone who works in a school. I would love to hear that side of life
Yeah.
I've never heard of, and that's why I think storytelling comedy can be so fucking beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So Val is Indian as well, so he's got a nice like little in some material there about his mum,
Yeah,
missing the boat years ago, but he made
random.
it, you know. So yeah, use what you got, definitely. Come on,
Yeah,
Royston, let's hear some of that post stuff.
yeah. I
Deliver.
want to hear
Will
it.
ya? Will you? Okay, sorry, yeah, there we go. There's a dad one.
There you go. We've told him off now. So yeah, that's just general. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the storytelling, and it's the one like I have ADHD. I never mention on stage because I think people. My biggest peeve is when someone lists their disabilities as they're fucking open.
Okay, yeah, I've got this, that, and the other.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my name's Terry. I'm an autistic comedian. Da, da, da. I think no, you basically said to people, if you don't find me funny, it's because I'm. Do you know what I mean? I don't like the cop out. I think you can
yeah,
mention it on like your second bit, like oh, as I've
yeah.
got autism, I've da da da, or having ADHD, da da da, but not as you're open.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I got something similar, but the other night I came out. I was like, "Hi, my name's Wayne. I'm a Scorpio and enjoy long walks on the beach." Um, rather than yeah, there's nothing to that. Like, it's just a cliche thing people do dating. Get to know me, get to like me.
Yeah,
Um, but again, it's about leading the audience into it. About if I just come straight out and say, "So Down syndrome, hey," and then fire off a bit, it's like, what the fuck,
yeah.
got to
I
warm them
feel a
up,
bit down
move
today,
them
not
up
as
a
much
bit.
as my kid though.
Yeah,
There we go. There's my
I
downstroke
like
of the
that.
day. You got to do one downstroke a day.
I'll have that as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you
yeah.
go. We'll trade. Yeah, I've stole your crowd work bit to get them to roast. You go, I'm feeling a bit down today, not as much as my kid. Let me explain.
I want to play a video I've got, but I'm not sure how other parents, because this is what I found, other parents that in our circle when we had a kid with learning difficulties, that
Yeah.
they were quite resentful of that fact, and it's been challenging, but like I say, he's amazing. um but yeah, you kind of lose them, and yeah,
But then
I was going
I
somewhere
was
with them.
I was in I don't know like if say if like like Michael McIntyre, one of them, and people all go to see him, they know what to expect. They are his people. They are his flock. They go there. If you're doing the open mic circuit, people they don't know your name yet. They don't know what you're going to be. I don't think you want to win the whole crowd.
Yeah,
I
you want
almost
to.
feel like then you're
Yeah,
being like some people are going to like you, some people aren't going to like you. But that's the beauty of circuit comedy.
and if that's if you're trying to be opaque like that, then it's like, yeah, what you're losing. So you just got to be true to yourself, and that,
Yeah. Uh,
and can,
hun-
yeah, do
100%
what
agree.
makes you laugh. Yeah, and depending on how many times you want to do it and how shit you want to feel, then put some work into it. It's
Yeah.
like,
Well, I tell people just to give up now. There's too
yeah,
many
it's not
comedians out
worth
there.
it.
Just give up. You're not gonna make it. I'm mostly talking to myself here. Give up your shit. You're not gonna make it. Everyone on the bill's always funnier than you. Just give up. To be honest, like don't bother.
Yeah,
Like
just yeah, jump off the bridge. Just forget it. Yeah,
yeah.
why
No,
do anything? It's like,
no,
yeah,
I disagree with that, Wayne. If you are gonna do that, do not make it someone else's problem. Do it home. Do it home. Don't do a train.
yeah,
Don't do a bridge. Do it
yeah,
home.
yeah. Do it at home.
No, isn't it
Yeah,
that
I
train
think,
driver thing? If three people jump in front of, I think this is true. We're a train driver. If someone jumps in front of your train, you get like 6 months off therapy paid. If it happens the
yeah,
second time,
yeah. I've
something
heard something like that.
happens, and if it happens the third time,
Okay,
you're then basically you
you
like
get to
they'll
finish early on a Friday.
yeah, you get to wear your own clothes on Friday, dressed up Fridays. But then if it happens 3 times, you then can you automatically get retired, full pension because of the
That's
mental stress.
it's worth going down trying to get a job as a train driver and then joining the Samaritans
I was my heart. Oh,
and
there's a joke
then
there. Part-time suicide hotline. Look, don't do it. But if you're gonna do it, do it at 2:13 at Thames
yeah.
Mead.
Yeah.
That's a fucking
You've got
great
everything
joke.
to live for until 1939 from Penny Stratford to Euston. Yes, you've got till that
What's your bank details? I've sent you the ticket.
time. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, what an easy
Would
life
that
that
ticket
is.
be
And
refundable? If you bought someone a
yeah,
ticket and they did that, could you refund it? I know
yeah,
you.
you'd be there'd be hoops to jump through, but I'm sure you probably
The
could. I mean, it'd
bureaucracy.
look a bit tight if you're getting laid, given a full
Right.
retirement and you're claiming
I'm
a
gonna try that
£24
joke tonight.
return.
I'm gonna try
Okay,
that
yeah,
joke tonight. Actually, I think
do that, do that.
that is funny. That is. That's fucking
It
hell.
is, it is.
But one. Oh god, nearing the end now. So one I always ask near the end, and then we'll plug the shit out of your show for your clip. Um, so someone comes up to you, they're like, Wayne, I live in Milton Keynes. I've never done comedy before. I'm looking to get into stand up. What advice would you give me? And you can't say just do it.
Okay, I was saying, right, so be prepared. I can give you my phone number, but you will be harassed in a very loving way. So get their view upon that to start with. And I'll say, come and have a watch, get a vibe for it. You ask some questions. So, I mean, how far have you gone? Have you gone to any live comedy? Oh, yeah, but I don't like this, that, and the other. Then, put that arm around them. God, I'm so wet. Yeah,
Get that
slip
butt
off my
plug in.
chair. Yeah. um, so I'm all about encouragement. Follow a dream, any dream, whether it's like, right, I'm going to go and do this today. Going to make sure I'm going to get my nails done, or I'm going to get my arse tash waxed, or something. It's like, go follow that dream. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, it's hard not to say just do it, isn't it? It's
It's
like,
so hard. I know. Basically, because
I
I
just
feel like
like
the first
Nike
40
logo.
episodes, everyone said just do it. So I was like, no, we can't say that
Yeah,
anymore. Nigel, yeah, go
yeah,
to shows, watch it, interact with the other comedians. And what's the
yeah.
worst
Watch
happens? You bob
comedy
on your
and
ass. No one gives a shit.
yeah, exactly. And it's a microcosm, isn't it, of society, the comedy society, that the bunch. So
Yeah,
there's going to be people there are great, and you're going to get a vibe here and there, but just keep going. It's all good. It's all
I
good.
love, I love that. So Wayne, we'll end it with why should people come to your comedy night?
Okay, there is a lot of love in the room. There's a definite ban on bodily fluids, unless it's spittle from laughing out loud so hard. Um, so yeah, really warm, nice place. It's yeah, great parking. Great parking. There's a Tesco's
Priority.
across the road.
Love that.
Um, we're trying our best. Like I say, big love and supportive as well. We don't have all the answers or hardly any, but we'll get there. God, I'm so fucking wet. It's disgusting, isn't it? Just God.
Oh, thirsty
But
boy
yeah,
Wayne. No, I absolutely love that. And when's the next night? It's Wednesday, the
12th of no, we just had the 12th. Wednesday, the 10th of
Wednesday,
December.
the 10th of December in Milton
The
Keynes.
the Burnt Oak, Shenley Brook, and MK57 Hotel.
Okay, and if any comedians want to travel up there to get on the bill, how do they reach out?
Come to us on Instagram at Concrete Cud Collective and at Wayne Christy Comedy.
Hmm.
Facebook forums, just keep your eye on there as well. And Gig Gag, might
And
as well
Gig
have a
Gag. Okay.
download and have a play there.
Okay, brilliant. Wayne, look, mate, it's been a pleasure having you on, brother. I've thoroughly enjoyed this.
Mate, yeah, thanks for asking. And yeah, I've really enjoyed it as well. Look forward to seeing you in Milton Keynes. And
Yes, on the 10th
oh
of December,
yeah, and
2025.
when's your one start? I'll come and sit and make sure one of the seats are
Uh,
taken.
1st of December is the first one.
First. Okay. Loving
Yeah,
it. Loving it. All right. We'll
fuck those.
watch this space then, eh? Fuck. Yeah.
So, guys, cheers for watching and cheers, Wayne.
No, nice one. Cheers all.